She was one in a million, a chance of a lifetime. And God let me meet Brandy, change my life with a stroke of love for her. Oh, one in a million, her. Hey, people. Lord, what is going on? What is going on? Let me make my things. I ain't got to make it smaller. Y'all see, I done shaved my head now. Haircut, yeah. Well, I was going to keep it long, but it started getting kind of sloppy. And I said, well, it took me 7 months to get over to the barbershop, right? I don't think I want to wait another 7 months. I mean, I don't know when I'll go back to the barbershop, put it like that. So I said, okay, I might as well cut it off while I'm here. Hey, people, how y'all doing, Bill Blast? You finally got a haircut. I know some of y'all was disturbed, and some of y'all was saying, oh, maybe he's going black to black men now. He got him a natural. Lord have mercy. Yep, we had to cut the hair off. When we came back, we see that the children. Now, I don't know the history of these two men, but I saw Armon Wiggins was going on YouTube to tell his story about when his story was called Brandy Got Me Fired. It's his story time, right? And then while he's still speaking, now Armon Wiggins has got 103,000 subscribers. 103,000 subscribers. Wiley, at least on this channel, only has 14,300. So, are we doing some fishing here for subscribers? I don't know. But they have been going back and forth for quite a while. Now, y'all know over here in the beef sector, I'm trying to understand the beef sector better because I'm writing about it, trying to understand what makes a sector, what makes people, I mean, is the rest of the world even aware of what we do here? Or why do people get involved in the beef sector kind of thing? And I'm realizing, well, they're not in the beef. Wiley is in and out. He comes in and out whenever he has a beef, right? Armon Wiggins, I think he's above the fray. At least he would consider himself above the fray. I like Wiley. We did meet in Atlanta. I don't really watch Armon Wiggins. His thing is much younger and more musically inclined audience. But I know they've been going back and forth, just like the beef sector does, for years. At least for as long as I've been on here. I've been on here 3 years. So anyway, so Armon goes on there and tells his story about meeting Brandy in a professional way and him getting fired by, honestly, I have to say, I didn't watch a whole lot of his, but it was amazing to me that moments later, Wiley comes on and he tells his story, which is called The Night I Met Brandy Norwood. Right? So they're on the same time. So this may be something unique. This is the battle, the Armon Wiggins and Wiley battle over the best story time of Brandy. Right? Hey people, how y'all doing? Let me say hello first. Oh no, you cut your hair, you cut off your fro. Oh yeah, I had to cut off the fro, baby. It would just bother me behind my ears. But the main reason I cut it off is because it grows back, in a month. I used to get it cut every month. I don't really like this bald-headed thing, but it goes back relatively fast. And I know I just won't make it to the barbershop. Until this coronavirus is gone, I'm not going to be exposing myself for quite a while. So I might as well cut it all off now. Same thing, same principle I use with my dog, because I actually like him a little fuzzy. But when he goes to the barbershop, he gets it all cut off and starts over again. Right? Okay. So I did just go over there to check in with Wiley, and apparently he's such a professional at throwing slick shade at this boy. So we know that when Armon Wiggins peeped that he got the nerve to come on and try to tell, were you trying to top my story? Excuse me. I was employed there. Excuse me. And Wiley said, oh, I never got fired. Excuse me, honey. Right. I was just a photographer. She showed me love and all this kind of thing. But we all know that Wiley likes Miss Brandy because we've seen video and heard video about him and this Brandy poster. And we know that apparently, or I know now that apparently Armon Wiggins used to work in association with her or somewhere close to her. I don't know. Was he dancing with her? I don't know if he was performing with her or just working on hair. The amount of story I heard was something about a stylist. So was he working as a stylist or a dancer or something with her? I don't know. But apparently she fired him. So you guys can go and check out both their stories, right? But it's amusing to me that they've been going back and forth and back and forth. Apparently they were friends at one point. And then now Armon Wiggins refuses to say Wiley's name out loud on his channel. In fact, if you bring up his name, he will block you and sometimes side off because you said Wiley's name, right? This is the degree. This is the way these people are here just have disdain for each other. But Wiley is no fool. So y'all go and listen to him as well. I like listening to Wiley. His relationship to the beef sector, I think, carries over as far as him. See, we talk about, some people will say, well, all you guys talk about is each other. How are you going to talk about the same damn 15 people every single day? Everything you just go back and forth. You're seeing what each one says, right? This is the way we do it over here. This is the beef sector as well. I enjoy it a lot better than I do celebrity gossip. I'll tell you the truth. But Wiley has moved over there to celebrity gossip. So he's basically competing on the same kind of page with him. 1 month. Let me get the chain of thought back together again. Some of these girls here in YouTube streets are losing their hair because of the beef. Meanwhile, Tim is shaving his because it's bothered behind the ears. Lord have mercy. I ain't trying to be cute no more, people. So I'm just doing whatever makes the most sense. Don't mind about my old ass. Y'all still trying to be cute. So anyway, over there in the entertainment sector, shall we call them? Those people, they talk about basically the same people every day too. They all talking about Cardi B. They talk about Tasha K. They talk about Wiley insists on talking about Armon Wiggins, and he refuses to talk about him because he feels like he's going to give him some numbers. He don't want to help him in any way. He has a disdain for Wiley, but it's still, we have to acknowledge that it goes on still. So they still talk about the same people just like we do. I'm sure if you go over there with Jeffree Star and them, we saw their big old blow up they had with James Charles and Jeffree Star, and those people have millions of subscribers or hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So I guess every sector does it, right? People tune in, they figure out what people they listen to, and that becomes a sector. Best I can tell, right? I'm trying to describe it in writing exactly what it is. I think I'm doing a pretty good job of it because I'm rolling out slowly. But today celebrates, I have finished my first chapter of my novel, right? So next week I'm starting the second chapter today, in fact. Anyway, you understand? You understand? Let me see. Whatever you want us to think, Uncle. We ain't trying to do your business. We getting a new uncle for Christmas. Oh, need more gifts. We need more gifts. Oh. Anyway, I think Wiley's commentary is cute. I can't judge what goes on with Armon Wiggins, but I can't deny that he has the numbers. He has the numbers. So I think he's on 51 minutes, and Wiley's been on 35 minutes. So they're just 20 minutes apart. So Wiley just said he just remembered his story, so he'd want to throw it up against Armon Wiggins' story. Maybe they'll start a trend. I've never seen battling story times. Now I've never seen that before, honey. It's the first time, so we'll see. Maybe it'll catch on. How y'all? Y'all ready for your Thanksgiving dinners? I don't know what the big deal about turkey, but I ain't really gonna get no turkey sandwich. A friend of mine is cooking all his food. He's in his single apartment. Y'all know him. His name is Gamish. He's over there cooking all his food up. So I said, well, maybe we'll get a plate over here. But that means I would have to take an Uber to his house because he said he ain't coming over here. And nobody is welcome in here, really. We ain't going to be dining together no matter what. So maybe I go and get me a plate. Or some kind of way we'll transfer a plate. But I've been having Thanksgiving dinner here for the last 10 years. So now I got to wait 2 years between. They forgot all about my ass. You should look at the other beef sector, Uncle T. There's another beef sector. 2 people just went to jail. What happened? Wait a minute. Hold on. Surfing tangents. I just sent some of my characters to jail. One of them to prison. Okay, so there's another beef sector. 2 people just went to jail, and everyone is calling each other's jobs. Oh my goodness. 1 sacked so far. What the heck? You got to give me more information. Hold on. What's your name? Surfing Tangents 2. What is this other beef sector? I might be able to use some of their storyline. I can't make my storyline anything like these people over here. These monsters would try to crucify me in court. What are their names? How do I get over there? Tell me a couple of the people that are involved in that sector, Surfing Tangents. I wasn't even aware of another sector calling themselves the beef sector. I know they all have. And even, what's the guy, the white guy with, he reports on other sectors' beefs with the white people. So all of them have them, you know. And even the gamers are one of the biggest things on here, right? But they had this thing called swatting, where they were actually calling the police, calling the SWAT team and saying people had guns in their house. And then the cops would come and kick these people's doors in. A couple of those people were sent to prison. Swatting. You could have got somebody killed, right? So they were sending the cops to each other's house and all that kind of stuff. And then we saw what happened with the beauty community when they had that kid, James Charles, was battling with that woman. What was her name? The white lady. Her, and then they were battling with Jeffree Star, and Jeffree Star is trying to dominate the field over there. And now somebody is suing Jeffree Star because I guess he used Anna Nicole Smith's images for some of his products, and now that her people, I don't know the right word right now, her people are suing Jeffree Star. So there's all kind of beefs going on all the time. I guess in all communities, probably in a lot of businesses. I'm sure that Walgreens and CVS probably have a beef going somewhere in some way in their circles, not online. But anytime people are competing with each other, there's going to be beef, right? Over here, it seems like the beef. What I thought was unique about it is that's all we do is beef. I guess people just look at whatever their 15 people they look at, and they just fight with each other. We are oblivious to the rest of the world. Surfing Tangents, you had an answer here? Okay, hold on. She answered me. Hold on. Yes, they call themselves. Oh, we got some information here. The black beef sector. Ooh, what in the hell is going on? The black. But you can't put in your search engine the black beef sector, can you? You know, you have to have names of people who are in it. Okay. I mean, we don't. You can't go here and just say beef sector, and it'll come here. So I guess this is a black beef sector too. Wiley tried to run the name of the section 8. That didn't go over very big. Okay, the black beef sector. You know anybody in there surfing tangents? We ain't gonna start no trouble. We just gonna go be nosy. Looking good, fella. Thank you, Donette Webster. Happy Thanksgiving, people. I'm serious about this information. Surfing tangents. There you are again. Okay. LA. Okay. LA. Stylists. Stylists. Is that, do they have the gay over there too? Stylists. Mr. Beasley. Oh, Mr. Beasley. How you doing, Mr. Beasley? Mr. B is they're gonna be pissed off and say, what you send that motherfucking monster, that old man over here for? I ain't gonna get in the business. I'm gonna be an observer. Oh, they're doxers? I don't want to be fucking with them people. I might find the story interesting. Yeah, something's got to give it all this doxing shit, honey. But in my book, of course, you know it's a murder mystery, so somebody gonna get killed. Is the premise of this. I can say that much. I don't think giving the story up. It's called tentatively. One of you guys gave me the name Death by Doxing. So maybe it'll be that. It sounds kind of Agatha Christie-ish. But it's coming along so well, the story. I am so grateful. Thank you, Deanna Irving. She's the one who got me going. So maybe it takes somebody else to motivate you. I don't know. Our cousin needs his camera time. Oh, the Squeenie dog. He better shut the hell up. Oh, it's 4. Okay. We've discovered he can stretch out to 5 o'clock. Hey, cutie. Hey, cutie. No, I ain't joining. I got enough problems already surfing tangents. I just want to go and get more story ideas. I mean, character ideas. My story is totally fiction, so I can't go and make it sound like anybody that's here, right? But there's truth in fiction, right? There are people being sent to. So if you have verified cases of people being sent to jail, people losing their jobs, people losing their homes, kids falling out with them and all this kind of stuff, then that is valuable. You can work that into fiction, but it's not the actual stories. Hey, Nikki, thank you for posting. Yeah, y'all check out my books. You're into the murder mystery gene. I never knew. Well, the state of being. Yeah, my book, The Epiphany, who Armon Brown just read last week. That's a murder mystery. I mean, it's also supernatural. It has a supernatural element to it. But that is basically a murder mystery. I think in that book, 6 people end up dead. And so, yes, I like the mystery. I like Hercule Poirot, or Poirot, as it's pronounced. Agatha Christie. I used to watch the Miss Marple, but it's got to be a well-done story. Some of this trash they put out now, I am so desperate trying to find a new series to watch now, either on Amazon Prime or on Netflix, which I have both. There's so many stories I'll click on, and then it's just the dialogue is so terrible to me. I can't get into the story. And there are a lot of the English stories I like, but they have so much dialect in their dialect is so different that it's hard for me to keep up on what the hell is going on, what people are saying, the nuance of the story. So mine mostly has to take place in America. But yeah, a lot of Agatha Christie stuff. Her stuff is timeless. They've redone it. I see they've redone a couple of Hercule Poirot stories on Amazon Prime, but I don't think like the way they done. They did one that's real. John Malkovich starred in it. It was so dark. I think they lost something in translation. But yeah, I like a lot of the old type mystery. I love Columbo. You know that. I still watch Columbo, and here we are. I originally watched that 45 years ago. I watched it when it was still the stories were still coming out. And then, of course, there was a big gap in the middle, like 25 years when I didn't watch television at all. And now I've seen them all again over and over and over and over again. I also like gangster movies. Now, I don't like violence, but I love gangster movies. I like the intrigue. Their way of beefing. It's a little different. Their way of beefing is cutting your motherfucking head off. James Patterson, I haven't watched a lot of it. When I was reading, I used to read a lot. I used to listen to audiobooks a lot. And then I got into Cross. And of course, in prison, I read a lot of books. Because in prison, there's not anything else to do. particularly if you're coming there broke where you can't get yourself a television. It takes months to get to a place where you can get a television. But if you ain't got no money, you can't buy one, right? So we do a lot of people become avid readers in there, and I certainly did. You like it, Lady Queen? I don't know what difference it makes, really. You listen to Agatha Christie books online. Oh, she has audiobooks on here? Yeah, a lot of her stories are on here, too. Mrs. Marple, those are on here. And some things that are on here that they're not even on Netflix. Like, what's the one, the other English one? It's called... other mystery. They got about 20 different mystery stories on here you can watch. They have a lot of old movies on YouTube you can watch. So anyway, Godfather and Goodfellas. Now those were good movies, though. Those movies could hold your interest. I can't. Yesterday, I tried to get into 2 different gangster movies on YouTube. One of them was called Our Thing. Something about Our Thing, whatever. And they had all of these big actors. Almost all of them appeared in The Sopranos, which was my all-time favorite show. But they were good actors. But the writing was so bad. And this was before Sopranos, right? So the writing was so bad, the lines, but the actors were fantastic. Just wasted talent. But that thing couldn't hold my interest. They rushed the damn story. You don't know what the hell is going on. That was not good storytelling. But Goodfellas, that was some fantastic storytelling. People say that using voiceovers is lazy. I don't think so. I love voiceovers. They help the story alone, right? So Ray, Laura or Loy or whatever, he's narrating that whole story. That is a classic movie. That is a good, well done movie. Of course, Godfather. Although I've seen The Godfather so many times that I know every word. So. You cooking? Hell no. I don't even know how to cook, honey. I used to, when I was doing my dinners here every year, I make the meat. The meat, just read the instructions, put it in the oven, and take it out on time. That's basically it. But other people would cook everything else. So, no, I don't do no cooking. I should. I mean, I ain't got nothing else to do, but I don't. I don't like cooking for myself. Goodfellas, that's classic. That is great writing. And I mean, everything about Goodfellas was good. Even him ending up on dope and all the paranoia and all that shit, all the snitching, all that stuff was very realistic. Be quiet, boy. I like American Gangster. Y'all like that with Denzel? That was a good movie. Well told. I usually don't like too much of the gritty type stuff, but I liked American Gangster. Cool edges. Child, what is with y'all about these edges? I've heard whole videos talking about people's edges, girl. Yo, edges. Remember that Justin J? He was always coming for. Look at my mouth. So dehydrated. I don't take Benadryl anymore. I used to. I was taking Benadryl for maybe the last 5-6 years to go to sleep. But now if I take even one Benadryl, I get so dried out. So I switched over to this melatonin. Melatonin, I guess, is a natural thing. So Al Pacino made. And it's strange how, I guess they have a shortage of Italians, right? Because most of these movies are the Italian movies, which are my favorites. A lot of them are the same people playing it. You see, even the women in Sopranos, they pop up in every gangster movie. Al Pacino and Robert De Niro seem to be. If they're in it, I'll watch them. Steven Seagal, no, he's just action. I don't like action movies. No, when they start shooting and kicking and all that shit from the very beginning, that's not my type. Not my style. They say he's a really pretty bad person, too. An arrogant person. Melatonin works for me, yeah. So I take 3 of those small ones. I guess that's about 5 milligrams, 15 milligrams. It puts me out. The only problem with that is you can't be drinking a lot of water before you go to bed, because sometimes if you wake up, it's sometimes hard to go back to sleep. It's not like Benadryl just knocks you back out, right? So, and also I started taking melatonin earlier, but that's not a good thing to do. I used to take it at 10:30. I switched all the way over to 9 o'clock. But when if you take it too early, if you take it at 8 o'clock and you sleep by 9 o'clock, then you're gonna be getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? What do you think of The Irishman? The Irishman, I should watch it again, Shelly B. That's about Jimmy Hoffa, right? But it's long. So I've tried to watch it and I keep falling asleep on it because I'm watching it at night. I probably need to watch it in the daytime so I can really pay attention. So yes, I watched it, but I only remember certain scenes from it. I need to watch it again. The Sopranos, I'll probably watch the whole series 6 times. Y'all know that there's a sale going on online, right? As far as Comcast. My friend told me, oh, you can go online, you can see everything for free. I said, oh, maybe I'll go watch The Sopranos again. But they have it, the first episode is free. Then they go right into Hustling. The second episode, you got to sign up and all that kind of shit just to draw you in. So not everything is free on there. But if you want to watch a movie or something like that, they're having a sale. A lot of things on all of the premier channels is free. Are free is free. Is free. If you want to do that. So if y'all didn't see P-Valley and all that, that's what he said he was watching. I hate when these people, they're getting so competitive now. They got all these tricks, just like Amazon. Amazon Prime will let you watch the first 2 seasons. After you're thoroughly hooked on the seasons, right? Then they switch you over to you got to pay now. Why all these tricks? Such bullshit. Don't have me thinking I'm going to watch this. I'm enjoying this thing. Then when I get into it, then you're going to hit me with the money. Whatever. Yeah, I really got into that Sopranos thing. I mean, I love that series. Those characters were so developed. And, you know, that's the big thing. That's the good thing about Goodfellas is they were able to take whatever 2 hours they made the movie and really develop the characters. I think that's why the voiceover was so important. But they really developed those characters in that amount of time, right? That's some good writing. But The Sopranos, see, you had all this time to develop these people. The first time I checked it out, I said, I don't want to see this. It's a family story, right? But I realized if you watch a long series, they went on for 6 years. But you're able to really develop the characters. It makes for much better television. I think that's why now Netflix and all these places, they focus more on series than they do, even if it's a short series, than they do on a single movie. It's hard to develop, especially if you have a whole lot of characters, develop these characters well when you only have 90 minutes to work with. Sometimes people have a fantastic book. I mean, Godfather obviously did a good job of it as well. But they have these fantastic books. And then they got to whittle down what it takes you a month to read these books, right? They whittle it down to 90 minutes. So you can only do so much. So a lot of the gangster movies are not well done. That one Mean Streets, I thought that was going to be so good. It was terrible. But that was just a sign of the times, because at the time it came out, it was a good movie. Or so I hear. It got awards. But the violence was, Joe Pesci. Yeah, he retired now. Oh, yes, Casino. That was a good one. I like Casino, honey. He was a real monster. Of course, that was Robert De Niro. I love almost everything he does. Damn near every movie Robert De Niro, and even his comedy stuff. Even his stuff with the father-in-law, whatever. What was that thing called? He had one about the psychiatrist. And they were at comedies. Brain fog, they call it, people. Yeah, got it cut down, baby. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have minded having it trimmed up, but I didn't even know what to ask for. I said, I'm not going to be coming back down here, in 2 or 3 weeks. I may never come back here again, honey. The Crown, is that good? The Crown, Shelly B? I put off starting that, but maybe I should check that out because I need a new series. I love to get into a series where you want to watch, you want to binge watch it, Not too many like that. I get so frustrated starting things that I don't finish. Joe Pesci is my favorite gangster. Yeah. Robert De Niro was great in that too. Those are great actors, both of them. The Natural of Your Hair gave life. Oh, The Natural. Meet the Parents. You're correct. Meet the Parents. Was that 1, 2, and 3? And one of them had Barbra Streisand in it. Those were funny. I love to find a good comedy, but most of it is just like it's geared for teenagers or something. I guess they're the biggest, they watch more than anybody else, so maybe they geared a lot of that stuff to them. But some of this stuff is not funny. If it's not funny, shit, why make it? Analyze this. Y'all know every goddamn thing. Y'all know everything, honey. Yes, Meet the Parents were the funny ones, and Analyze This was another comedy he did. He's such a natural actor, and he loves black women. Did they recently get divorced or start divorce actions? They were married a long time, though. Wise Guy. Rap album. Joe Pesci has a Wise Guy rap album. Well, I never heard of that. Meet you, anyway, the fuckers. Yeah, that one made me laugh. If a movie can make you laugh, I'll watch them 2 or 3 times. Meet the fuckers. Yes, that made me laugh, honey. So, what is that? Adam Sandler? Is that Adam Sandler, right? He's a funny guy. Oh, thank you, Moot Point. Thank you, Moot Point. I lived my whole life as a gay dude starting at 19, right? So I never encountered that many women, but I said, wonder, I've never been hit on by a woman. Not ever. I said, how'd that happen? Because you've been living in the Castro in the goddamn West Hollywood your whole life. You haven't even seen. So maybe some of them when I was younger did think I was cute. I don't know. De Niro. Of course, I wasn't looking at them. That helps. That helps too. De Niro hated Trump as much as we do. That's right. It's a good man. Bronx Tales. Did I like Bronx Tales? Let me see. In Bronx Tales, his father was, Robert De Niro played a bus driver or something in there, right? Yeah, I didn't want to see him as the bus driver. I wanted him to be the gangster in Bronx Tale. He was the kid's father. I like to tell him the story though, so I actually prefer these voiceovers, especially because I know then it helps me to know what the hell's going on. He had one kind of a psychological. These guys, I mean, if you're a good actor, you can play many different roles. One of my favorite was Anthony Hopkins. I think he's a fantastic actor. Look how scary he made in Silence of the Lambs. I mean, he didn't have no mask on, and that nothing scary about him. But just his persona, his acting ability made him very scary, right? It made him a monster. He's able to play a monster with just the mind. No mask on or anything like that. I started on series 3, watched 10 hours of it. The Crown is good. Are they English accents or are they American accents? I mean, are they just regular English? Sometimes English accents, they throw you off because you have to pay so much attention. And one of the things they do in fiction, though, that I hate, I don't like when they don't tell you this thing is going to be done in subtitles. I can't sit up. I have dyslexia, and I can't sit up here watching the screen to try to read it because I can't watch the movie because I'm paying attention to the reading so I can keep up with it. So I don't like that at all. And Netflix has a lot of them where they dub the voices. Now, the dubbing of the voices, that can work depending on how good the story is. I forget the one. I watched a couple of those. I'm going to check out the Royals, though. You know that girl lost her baby, right? She lost her baby. Had a miscarriage. Hey, Wiley Show. This Wiley. Thank you, Uncle Tim, for coming on my platform. Oh. I enjoy Wiley. We got off to a rough start, but I think Wiley's entertaining. And he can pop in and out of here. He could go over there. He could do, whatever. That's confidence. He'll do well. Thank you, Cat Bryant. Posh English, but it's not. What's that one? There's one on here. It's about. Damn. Can't forget those damn murderers. Long running series on here. I've been watching also. There's one about Morris, when he was a young person. I think it's called Endeavor. But there's another time where they have these accents and it's hard to follow what the hell they're talking about. But that's a pretty good one. And plus, I think he's a handsome guy. Something about certain actors, But that's supposed to be Morse when he was young, as a young detective. That's good, but it's good, but I've only watched maybe one season, so it couldn't be that great, or I'd be drawn in. Sopranos, as I got into that thing, I was in every. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait till next week. I had to go back and watch. I want to watch them one after another. I guess we're talking about good movies and not crushes. Well, you can talk about both of them, honey. They're both valid. I don't find that many actors attractive, though. People say, well, who you think is sexy? Who you think is cute? I don't keep up with the current stuff, and I haven't found that many that I thought was sexy. I used to go with a dude look just like Brad Pitt. I used to call him Brad Pitt for 8 years, but we were going in and out of jail and all that kind of stuff. So when Brad Pitt was when he did Thelma and Louise, I thought he was hot. But not, everybody ages, honey. We all get older. So I don't have any television crushes. I think Robert De Niro, not because I think he's sexy. I think he's just a good actor. Anthony Hopkins. I think they're good. They're great actors, honey. My Cousin Vinny, Joe Pesci. It was hilarious. I got to go back and evaluate that. I started it, then I saw it was a comedy, so I turned it off. I guess I wasn't in the mood. Chef for Soprano. Maybe I'll go back to I don't know how much it is HBO. I got so much stuff though. So much stuff that I don't watch. I'm paying all this money to Comcast. I got no premium channels, and it's still like $150 a month. So I said, I'm not signing up for nothing. But if I need Sopranos fixed, I'll sign on until I watch the series and then sign back off again. De Niro was sexy when he was younger. We was all sexy when we were younger. Shit. I hope. I guess there's some men grow into their looks, though. Some guys look better in their 50s than they did in their 20s. They were kind of awkward in their, in the younger years. Well, I imagine women too. But women is so much about style, right? So you look at people like Oprah and so forth. They look totally different than when they were poor. You know what I'm saying? It's so much about style, how you style yourself, what kind of hair you wear, your makeup, and all this kind of stuff. So you can do a lot more. You can change your appearance or adjust it a lot more than men can. Now, men look like a damn fool sitting up doing his eyebrows, and not that some don't do it. Yeah, so people who have money, they tend to look better, you know. Sometimes you press it when you get to be real old. You start pulling on your skin and all this kind of shit. But if you go to Beverly Hills, honey, you think, oh, these women going to be gorgeous because they're rich, rich, rich. And then many times they look like monsters because they had so much plastic surgery. Older people trying to be, you know, look younger. Of course, when you're younger, you're gorgeous. I mean, you're catching that man. I had one of those characters too in this first chapter I got. This black woman found her a multimillionaire. Then he was old and he died, and now she's a rich woman, but she's on YouTube. She is on YouTube passing out $100 bills. A lot of men look better when they get older. I agree with that. It's hard to maintain these damn bodies is their own thing. And then, I mean, we have gym bunnies here. I live in the Castro, so a lot of these older guys, they still go to the gym every day, and gym bunnies, they call them. But their bodies are different. So I don't like all those veins all in your body and all this kind of stuff. It's like you're working too hard at it. But they have nice torsos and all that kind of shit. I'm not that invested. Before Corona, I was going to the gym every other day, but it's just to stay healthy, keep that blood pumping. Yeah. Yeah, but he died. I watched Sean Connery. I watched his a biography of him on here, and the next day he died. What a coincidence. Yeah, he was real handsome. Denzel aged well. He's a good actor. He's a great actor. He would be perfect for Barack Obama. They look alike. But he says he'll be too old to play him. But you can play the older part. Usually they got a younger Barack Obama than an older. Thank you, Chocolate Dream. Chocolate Dream. All right, honey. We're going to name that thing. That thing, that thing, that thing. Yes, Denzel. A lot of these celebrities now, I don't even know who they are. They got all these, I guess they're stars, rappers and all this kind of stuff. I don't even know who these people are. So I don't keep up. When you're getting out of bed, you remember how you're older, honey, them bones start to creak. My dog gonna let me sleep in, honey. If I don't get my ass up at 7 o'clock, he starts licking all over my head or doing it. Okay. Rake me clear out of my dreams. He don't do it so much at night, but he gets antsy when it's time to go, you know. Will Smith, you know, it was hard for me to take Will Smith seriously. He has always seemed like a kid to me, even now, because he's playing serious roles and things, but he still has his baby face to me. So, yeah, I mean, he's a billionaire, a very extremely wealthy man, and he's played all these serious roles, but he's played some comedy stuff. He's a good actor. I mean, he did the Men in Black and all that kind of stuff. But he still has a baby face to me. So sometimes it's hard for me to take him seriously in serious roles. Will Smith would be a better Obama? You think so? I don't know. They both have to have the basics, you know, structure. They can both act. But I think Denzel is a more serious type of actor. So at least his appearance. It's not about the appearance. It depends on how good of an actor they are. Right? So either one of them could play him, and I'm sure there are going to be many movies. I don't know what the reasonable amount of time to wait. Now, Joe Biden was a fine dude as a 20-year-old, as a college student. He was a good-looking man. I ain't got no problem telling the truth. Oh, did I see Trump's dumbass? Why don't that motherfucker go away? I don't even want to see him. He's hardly been seen since he lost. Loser. You know that's what he got from his daddy. Loser, user. Where'd he come from? I don't want to see that motherfucker. At least they're starting to move in the right direction to get this thing moving, honey. The big thing is going to get all these 300 million people vaccinated. Now, a week ago, I asked a question on here, how many people would take the vaccine? See, a lot of this propaganda and shit that we hear on TV. Why would you not take the vaccine? So we're going to have to get a better understanding about what a vaccine is. Because unless you're willing to take the vaccine, there's no reason for you to ever leave your apartment again or your house again. Right? But almost everybody on here, y'all all say you're not taking no vaccine. So that's what the whole point in improving these drugs is. So let it play out. They're not going to do massive murders, honey. They're not going to kill us. They're not going to allow us to put things in our body that are going to hurt us. Right? So at some point, we're going to have to change our minds about these vaccines. Now, I've gotten the flu vaccine for the last, since I've been clean at least, so 15 years. Right? And I've never gotten the flu. That's what a vaccine is. You're not going to jump on right away. Okay. Well, it may be a minute before they get to us. They're going to start with the people who work in on the front line. Squeenie, ding dong. Oh. There you go, ding dong. Have all that barking. I gotta have my chair different so I can see my baby. He's my co-star. You see that face? Look at that face. Don't it inspire you? Deanie, ding dong. What is he going to do? Hey. Okay. Where are we at, people? Anything else going on today? He's not going to see my. Who's not going to see your comment now? Cat Bryant. Okay, they had to retract. Ding dong deenie. Yes, he's a dong 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 de dong dong de dong dong. My mama used to. She loved I had a little baby sister, right? And she always baby talked to her until she was damn near a grown woman. Come here, you little grincher. You said, Mom, I'm about to get married. Stop calling me a grincher. But the dog, he stays young forever, right? So when I'm in the park, I ask them, how long is your dog? You can't tell the ones that are puppies. If they're a puppy, and then some dogs is 15 years old. And they look the exact same. So they always be a child. That's one good thing about dogs. They never grow up and be teenagers and say, oh, my mama, I'm on crack. Mama, can you come and get me out of jail? Can you put your house up? They never become teenagers. They stay babies forever. Mama, you got to pick me up if they won't let me out this. They got me in detention. Mama, I wrecked the car. I ain't got no insurance. Why ain't you got no insurance, boy? I told you you get to always pay your insurance. Oh, no, Mama, just give me $1,000. Dong dong. Ding dong dong. They acknowledge my moderators. They do a great job, honey. Fantastic job. They always shout out my books too. That's great. I was terrible at self-promotion. I don't like talking about myself that much, unless it's a prison story. All you can talk about is what you know, right? So Strange thing though. Don't be doing dope and think you're gonna remember when you. Oh, I remember all the good times I had. Oh, I had a good time. Oh, no. It's just wasted time, honey. You don't even remember it, girl, because you was high. So I don't hardly have any memories at all of anything I did when I was out there. Very few, and the ones that are, they're terrible. And another reason. That's another good thing about quitting the Benadryl, because with the Benadryl sleep, I always had nightmares. Every time. They weren't, I mean, they're supposed to, now I have dreams on melatonin, right? Regular dreams about regular stuff. But when I did Benadryl, I don't know if it's because it was driving my brain down or whatever it was, I always have nightmares about being back in the street life, in nasty hotels and running from people and shooting people. Always had drug dreams on Benadryl. So that's a good thing. That Bayang, yes. I dream about the Bayang, but you never get high in the Bayang. You're always just about to get high. So, and then you wake up before you just about to, you're just about to get high and enjoy yourself. Here comes somebody chasing your ass. Police is coming. Something always happens, honey. You never enjoy yourself. All you get is running from people, hiding from people, going to jail, all this bullshit. Did I hear him bark when you asked about him? I don't know. He know his name is Squeenie. When I got him, his name was Fozzie. But I never say that name. Fozzie. Yeah, he looked up at me, so he still remembers. You remember Fozzie? Daddy, don't say that name. Oh, shit. He coming on me now. Don't you tear the chair up, boy. Okay, so I don't say that name. I gave him a new name. I named him after my loved one, our pet name. Squeenie. Yes, I called a grown man Squeenie in the privacy of our own home. You can't imagine me in prison. I can't either, honey. It ain't what the people that these prison stories. Every time somebody try to talk about prison, even when they making movies and stuff like that, they always got to make it about prison rape and all this kind of stuff. It just wasn't my experience. So, but then I was still playing the street game, right? So I was used to dealing with rough people anyway. On the streets, the people you met in prison, those are the same people you know on the street, right? So many times the people you're selling to, even on the street, you met them in prison. So anyway, it's just a waste is all it is. It's just a waste. It's a waste of time. But no, I never had to run from no booty bandits and all that kind of shit. A big waste of time. It did, however, make you read. Were the guards, yeah, some of them was hit, some of them was monsters. Some of them was so stupid. You know, you don't want to give a stupid person power, right? So a lot of the guards didn't have really big IQs. It's more of a physical things and intimidation type things. And then you know you're smarter than this person, right? And he's telling you what to do. Get out of the line. And so you resent because you can't say anything back to them. They would wrestle you down, all this kind of shit. But I have in my church, you know, prison guards, they have a lot of lesbian women that are prison guards. I ain't saying nobody's rough. I'm just saying they have a lot of lesbian women as prison guards. So when I got out and I started going to a predominantly LGBT church, one of my guards was there. She was a nice person too. I had to say, I couldn't say that there was an evil person in prison. She didn't use her power in that way. She was nice in prison and out of prison. But when we got out, you know, we were on the same plane kind of thing. So there was some guards that were me. I didn't get in a lot of trouble there though. I didn't. How did you keep your humor and sanity post-prison? You seem to have mastered the art of survival. Well, you do what you got to do, people. You're going to be amazed what you can do. How you can move. I still laughed when I was in prison. I still had friends. Most of them are dead now, but you still make friends in there. It's just the same. People are not all monsters, child. If you're a decent person, you're a decent person in there. In fact, if you're in prison, you're a better person. Except with the exception of the ones who were involved in gangs or people they had to impress while they were in there. That wasn't on the main yard usually. Some prisons I were, some prisons I wasn't. But people who have to impress other people, right? Like you couldn't be a tough guy, a gangbanger on the street, and then come into the pen and have you a boyfriend. Mm-mm. They make you have to fight your way out, so that they all beat the shit out of you, and then you're out of the game. Or whatever group, whatever. But if you're in there and you were doing life in prison, or you're doing 30 years in prison, yes, things change. There is a prison type of homosexuality. It is different. I think it's more reflected. This is the kind of homosexuality they had in biblical times. It wasn't like we are on the street. And many of the gay boys that you see on the street, they're gay on the street. When they get in there, then they become drag queens. Because the more feminine you look, the more closer to a woman, the more attractive you are to them. So we might say, girl, you look terrible. What you got this shit all in your eyebrows and Kool-Aid lipstick, Kool-Aid and Vaseline, your lips, they got all that. They become that because they're trying to impress these men in there. Because the men are really attracted to the feminine, generally. Or they're not gonna let you know that they're attracted to something else. And a lot of them guys who are rough in prison, I know them on the street, and let's just leave it at that. Yep, somebody got a fresh cut. Humor and sanity in there. Yes, Lord. Sometimes you make friends in there. If you and your cellie get along well, you know, it's almost like a relationship when you get out on the street. You know them because you've been listening to their stories for a couple of years. Did they make you drink toilet water? Sephora C. Now come on. No, Sephora C. I didn't have to drink no toilet water. You can't go over there and tell the monsters, he drank toilet water. He drank toilet water. He was dumpster diving. How long have you had Squeenie? Well, he was 3 when I got him. And I believe he's 5 or 6. I wrote down, I know I was going to forget it. So his paperwork is in my computer. But I think he's 5.5, something like that. No, I made his birthday the same as my birthday, even though I got him a month after my birthday. So he might be 6 now. No, 5. He's 5.5. 5.5 is a baby. So they lived to, my other dog lived till he was 15. So he's still a relatively young dog. He's about a teenager age in human years. Mm-hmm. Are y'all cooking? Well, some of y'all got family still in the house, right? Uh-huh. Some of you mothers have to cook. You ain't got no choice. Y'all really notice hair. I guess you don't really see that much of a person besides their head. Mm-hmm. Yeah, felt real great for a while, but at the very end, it was getting all lopsided and shit, and behind my ears itched, and so I'll say, well, I need to either get a little bit of relaxer in there, kind of make it soft, or just let it go. I chose to let it go. They made Cardi B's. Wait a minute, hold on, Sephora C. They made Cardi's best friend drink toilet water because they refused to give her water for a few days. Ugh, that's a horror story. You got a whole bunch of abusers in prison too, so you're dealing with all kind of people. But like I said, I was dealing with hard people on the street. I mean, I already knew these people, a lot of them. And then I was on the main line kind of thing where I was dealing with gangbangers and stuff because of my HIV status. And some places it's about the gay thing, I guess. But mainly because of HIV status, we were almost always grouped together. Sometimes it felt like you were in a bathhouse or something, right? I was never into that prison sex kind of. I don't think I had sex in prison at all. It just wasn't that exciting for me. Some people love trade, so they like masculine black men. So when they get in there, it's like, woo-wee. They giving up bar service and everything else. But that was not what attracted me. So I didn't get into that. Plus, you got to be very careful with that kind of stuff. And then when AIDS came along, you got to be careful, extremely careful. And then you got to tell these people what you got and all this kind of shit. Or they know what you got because where you live kind of thing. So it got real complicated. I didn't do it in there. Just got through cooking. Oh, relaxing with wine. Sassy queen. I wish I had somebody to cook for me. My partner, he did all the cooking in our house. But, I mean, you're going back 40 years now. But since then, I just don't do it. When my church was here in San Francisco, we used to eat over here after church pretty much every Sunday. But usually it was somebody else helping me cook or somebody else cooking here, you know. But then the church moved over to Oakland, so most of the people live in Oakland. So I don't get that. My life hasn't really changed that much since this Corona thing. Only thing that's really changed is all of my volunteer jobs, and then I can't go to the gym, and I can't go to restaurants. You cooking seafood boil this evening for Thanksgiving? A seafood boil this evening. Okay, figure. Is that your Thanksgiving dinner, or are you doing something else tomorrow? You know, we all ought to be bored with turkey by now. I mean, I just in Safeway, they got that those freezers are full of turkeys, so it's just an American tradition. But what's the big deal? Well, what kind of meat you eat? One year, I had some guy came over here with Cornish hens. They were lemon flavored Cornish hens. Oh my goodness, that was fabulous. That was fabulous, honey. Did I take any classes in prison? No. I was planning on going back to the streets, honey. I was learning from the people in prison. And when I got out of prison, I was a full drug dealer. Now, I went in there, I wasn't no drug dealer. First time I went, it was for stealing. And all the drugs I came in contact with, I did. But I think I learned the game in there, because when I got out of there, changed everything, right? And then I hooked up with the right person. They eat pretty good in prison. Actually, you eat pretty good in prison in general. You get fat up in there. In the county jail, you eat slop, right? They just throw some shit on the plate like old prison movie. Or, beans and mystery meat. You don't even know what the hell to call the meat because it's all mixed in with some shit. But when you get to prison, you eat real food and a lot of it. What happened? What happened, Courtney? Oh, especially looking like that, boo. Let me go on ahead and dislike my video and get what the fuck? Let me get rid of you, Miss Courtney. You is acting up. You is acting up, honey. I hear that shit. I know you might be talking to somebody else, but when we come over disliking my videos, I don't beg for likes. Y'all should just do it under your goodness of your heart. Those days of big holiday cooking are over for me at my age, right? I understand, honey. I remember when my grandma gave it up. She said, I've been cooking for y'all for 30 years. It's time for y'all. I've trained you girls. Well, my grandma had 5 girls, 4 boys and 5 girls, I think. And so then one of the aunts took over it for the next 20 years. Grandma said, I've done enough. All right, you guys, good to talk to you. Y'all have a good Thanksgiving. I guess I won't see you until Thanksgiving Day or after. Enjoy yourself, but please stay safe. We've come this far. We've come this far by faith. Well, leaning on the Lord, trusting in his holy word. I know that he's never failed us yet. That's why I'm saying, oh, 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 can't turn around. We've come this far by faith. Don't give up now, people. Don't turn around. We're almost there. Good night. Happy Thanksgiving.